have a rather interesting period right now where we have 4 very active generations. The baby boomers are still quite involved in a lot of these. And each generation has had a different approach and different way of dealing with it. The Gen X generation is what I call Generation AIDS. They grew up with AIDS just at the time of their sexual coming of age. And so they have, learned fear and precaution. That's the main tools. And that's the generation that's making decisions now, why precaution is very popular, because when you were 16, 17 years old and your AIDS became a big crisis, it changed the way people thought. Millennials are coming. They're the internet generation. They're the ones that were basically taught not to trust. And then we see now the Gen Z generation coming in. I saw that in my universities, complete shift again. They're the ones that were social media. They grew up together, and they'll not trust what I say in class, but they'll get together with 7 or 8 of their students and decide what they should or shouldn't do. So these 4 generations now have completely different ways of making decisions. And it's quite interesting to see when you put it into the soup how policies are being made. And the Gen Zs, if we just take a case of climate change, you can see that they're not willing to listen to anybody in my generation. I mean, just forget it. And so you have then from that a really interesting question of how do people make decisions? How do they manage risks? And policymakers can't really make a decision on easily when you've got different audiences approaching things differently.